we are told that the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, have interviewed Mike Vrabel for their head coaching position. Yes, the same Mike Vrabel who coached in Tennessee for a while. Now, the Seahawks and Falcons are also said to be interested, although the Falcons apparently have already decided on their coach. Or have they? Who knows? Possibly Bill Belichick. More on that later. But the Titans fired Mike Vrabel after 6 seasons with the team, and he had a winning record and won a couple of playoff games in Tennessee in those 6 years and reached the playoffs as a division winner a couple of times, also one other time as a wild card. And so now he is working his way through the job market and the prospective employers. So let us discuss the question, where do you have Mike Vrabel on your NFL coaches shopping list? So I've got Three Musketeers, Newborn, and Reaganomics. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to do a tremendous belly whopper, is what we're going to do. So, Mike Vrabel is roommates in the penthouse in terms of this cycle of coaches. You look around the coaching carousel, and I know I've been called a lot of names about my negativity over the years, but I don't think I'm wrong in saying that the coaching carousel in 2024 is Dullsville. There's a lot of flotsam and jetsam on the coaching circuit. Failed head coaches that have been epic failures, like Dan Quinn, for example, Raheem Morris. We're getting interviews. There's no-name assistants that have barely moved the needle as assistants that are on the witness stand as they are giving testimony on interviews for jobs. But so Mike Vrabel, he's in the penthouse. He's roommates with some other guys. He's one of the Three Musketeers, Mike Vrabel. You have Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, and Mike Vrabel. If you get one of those three coaches, you've done well. You've done well. After that, it's like playing the lottery. Maybe you'll win, probably not. It's grandma's goulash. There's a bunch of humdrum misfits, not a lot of originality, standard chow. I was actually talking to someone I know who works in the NFL world, and they were explaining how the job market goes and that certain guys get tagged as the names that you need to talk to for a head coaching job, and most of the teams just follow that. They don't think outside the box. It's pretty standard. As we said, Mike Vrabel, I don't know that he's a tactical genius, but he has been a reliable coach. I know as a gambler, the Titans were pretty good. Mike Vrabel is an underdog. They overachieved. They had a winning record with Ryan Tannehill, which is stunning. And those Titan teams were able to, as I said, they were able to overcome the supposed disadvantage that they had. And so that tells me that my observation is Mike Vrabel was able to coach those teams up. He was able to polish a few turds along the way. Now, turning the page, we go to Chicago, where the Bears have an interview scheduled with SC assistant coach Kliff Kingsbury for their offensive coordinator job. The team will meet with Kingsbury today here in La La Land, where we do the show from. The former Cardinals coach, who was a disaster in the NFL, Kliff Kingsbury, talking to the Bears about that OC job in the Windy City. Is this significant? So I'm going to nod my head. Yes, I'm talking about it on the radio show. Obviously, it's significant enough for that. But this is a couple of things. It's opposition research. It's intel, because the Bears are said to be all horny to get Caleb Williams. They have the number 1 pick, courtesy of the Carolina Panthers. And so they're going to flirt and play footsie with the crying quarterback's offensive coordinator, Kliff Kingsbury. A key indicator that Justin Fields is facing his last supper in Chi-Town. I hope he enjoyed the deep dish pizza, because his next city will not have the same quality of deep dish pizza. Now, Kliff Kingsbury was a failed head coach in college. He then got an NFL job and failed there, but he has been tagged as an offensive dynamo. And when you're tagged as an offensive dynamo, watch out. Now, is it conceivable, just on an X's and O's strategy, I don't want to be too sporty Ben here. I don't want to be sporty Ben guy. But is it possible that the type of passing offense that Kingsbury, a disciple of Mike Leach, brings to the table can work in Chicago past, say, mid-November. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine in September and October, but once the weather starts to turn sometime in November and then December and further on, doesn't that become problematic? You're not a dome team. Don't you have to play like a cold weather team? And I mean, has there been a team in a cold weather city that plays that style that's won? Buffalo is a team that plays a lot like that. They haven't won anything since they went to that offense in recent years. Baltimore's not like that. They throw the ball, but they're a running team as well. You look at the cold weather teams, and I don't see it. I don't. But hiring Kliff Kingsbury, if the Bears actually go forward with this, would be akin to preparing for a newborn baby, right? Bringing him in and interviewing him and all that, because you bring a baby in, you got to have the diapers, the baby bottles, the crib, the baby monitor. For Caleb Williams, it would be like his safety blanket. Like, we'll take you to Chicago, but we'll bring somebody you know, a familiar face. We'll bring that person in. All right, last word. Interesting story from the coaching carousel. It does not involve a head coach, but there's this guy who's really annoying on TV named Dan Orlovsky, and he used to play in the NFL. He was the quarterback of an 0-16 team, which makes him an expert because he played the game. So Dan Orlovsky wants to interview for an NFL offensive coordinator position. Should he get that opportunity? Should he get an opportunity to interview for one of these open offensive coordinator jobs? And I'm going yes. I'll go yes on this. In fact, I will campaign on the powerful bully pulpit that I have here on Fox Sports Radio. I will campaign for him to become an offensive coordinator, Dan Orlovsky. He was a hack as a player. He's been a bombastic blowhard as a commentator, and this is the guy. We talked a lot about Justin Fields over the last 6-7 months. Justin Fields was given the NFL MVP for the offseason 2022 into 2023 by Dan Orlovsky, who anointed him God's gift to the quarterback position. And then Justin Fields went out and had almost the exact same season that he had the year before. Almost the exact same season as he had the year before. But my position on this, okay, I admit I'm looking out for my own best interest and everyone that works in this industry. I want people on television to get jobs as coordinators in the NFL. I want that. Take them from the boob tube, because NFL teams, they should hire more media guys. It worked out very well for Jim Irsay and the Colts when they had Jeff Saturday. That was not a disaster at all. But and if the NFL does start hiring more media personalities, then it's Reaganomics, right? It's the trickle-down economics, and eventually they'll run out of gas bags on TV, and then they'll turn to blowhards on radio. And hello, a little hocus pocus. I start getting text messages from, hey, how would you like to run the defense for the Washington football team? Okay. All right, I'll consider it. I mean, I'll be the caboose, but I'll consider the gig. Why not? You see how that works? You start with the big annoying TV people, and then it trickles down. And eventually, the law of averages, they run out of people, and then they call me. Be great.